Alright, today we are drawing PinkPantheress. Let's get into it. I'm not sure how this will end up, but I'm gonna do my best. This is my photo that I'm using. It's this photo of her kind of jumping in the air. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna pull up some Grammy photos or one of these other ones because these are all fun. So yeah, we're gonna use this one. It's gonna be a fun photo. But I've never drawn PinkPantheress before, and this is my second time drawing and coloring in a celebrity, so let's see how it turns out. I looked everything on Pinterest. What you'll need to start out the drawing is your pencil and paper. You don't need the ruler, but I like it because for my guidelines I always use this ruler. It doesn't need to be this specific ruler, this is just one I have. Okay, I'm just gonna get to an empty page. I'm using 9x12 paper for this, but you could use a different kind of paper. Sorry, I didn't realize how many pages I've done with this. You really don't need a specific paper though, this is just what I'm using for today. Alright. I'll get started in just a minute. Alright. So we're not going to be drawing this super big like I did with Ariana Grande because it is a pretty special pose, so we have to fit everything in here. But first I'll get my guidelines done. One straight down the middle. It's not quite the middle, but it does help me center my photos. It just does not need to be perfect. And then I'm deciding where I want to put her head. I think I'm going to put it right about here because her hair does go out to here, so right in the middle of where the head's going to be. So I start off with a circle. I sketched out because it's hard to get a perfect circle. There's certain methods that people use, but this is just my method. I don't know if it's going to look just like PinkPantheress because this is my first time, so we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, circle is best. If you're doing an odd shape, a rectangle or other shapes may work well for you. So now I'm going to zoom into her face in the picture. Now I know what direction it is going. So I see her hair is in this direction, so I'm going to make a line right here, just so I know where it's going to end up. I'm going to do this. This is not how I typically draw, but it is an odd shape as she is sticking her head in the air. Okay, this is way too big, so I'm erasing it. Okay, now I'm doing the guidelines for the face, similar to these lines, but they're more altered. That way I can know where to put the nose and the rest of the facial features. This is my first time really doing a how to draw video, so I'm not sure how to turn out, but be prepared because it's going to be a long video. It won't be like 5 hours or something, but it's probably going to be 40 minutes to 1.5 hours. I'm not sure until I post. Okay, so we're going to put the nose about here, eyes here, and mouth here. I always start off with the nose because it's the middle of the face. We're doing a circle for the nose. My grandma thought I should do this picture for her Fancy That album, which is She's in like a Victorian outfit, kind of Bridgerton-like. But I didn't really want to draw that. I don't know how recent this photo is, but it just looked like the most fun. And she had these really pretty Grammy photos, but I just liked this one. Okay, there's our circle. It's kind of not a perfect circle, but that's okay. Okay, time for the nostrils. I'm zooming in some more. Alright, I've zoomed in a little bit more. Okay. So this is kind of like an upside down Nike symbol, if that makes sense. If you can't see it, I'm sorry. It's kind of like this for the nostril. I'll refine it to be more circular later depending on how the nose looks. In terms of the other nostril, as she has it, does have her face turned to the side. This is not the exact same shape on the other side. This one's more of like a rounded V. Okay, now I'm gonna do the side of the nostrils. Okay. And this is the bridge of the nose. I know her shape isn't exactly like this, so I'm going to tilt it a bit more as I am trying to get it to look like the shape. I don't typically do this angle, so it is a bit more complicated for me. Alright. Time for her mouth. I'll make this line so I can know where to start with the lip. So now I'm going to see where's the best place to start for the lip. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, that's a bit too low, so I'm going to go a bit higher. And now I'm going to do the line for the mouth, and I'll go around the lips with this. So it's kind of like this, I think. This oblong line. I'll make more photos, I'll make more videos about like how I draw eyes and stuff later, but when I have more time. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do that kind of stuff, as I do go to school online, and I have typical day-to-day stuff I have to handle, so I don't have the most time. Okay, so this is the shape we got going on. Now time for the bottom lip. I'm just altering the lines a bit to get it to look like the expression. Okay. Now I'm doing the lines for like the kind of smile she's got going on. They're not going to be this deep, but this is just so I know where things are going. Okay, next it's time for the eyes. Alright. So I'm making like the kind of eye bag. It's not really an eye bag, but I don't know how to refer to it. And then I'm taking the other one. I make these so I know where to put the eyes later. Her eyes are going to be closed. Okay. These lines are so I know where the eyes are ending. I'll delete it. I'm sorry. I'll erase it later. I always think delete. Okay. Now I'm just going to put that there. And put this one here. And now this is just like the eyelid. It kind of looks like her eyes are open, but it's not. This is just so I know where the eyeshadow is going to end. Okay, I'm just making it more like a squinted eye rather than a closed eye. Because she does have lashes on. Or these are her natural lashes, I don't know. Alright. This is the line for the side of her face. And now we're doing the cheekbone. To me, this doesn't look like PinkPantheress yet, so I don't know if it's going to look like her, but I am still trying. Doing celebrities is pretty hard for me. I did make the face way smaller than normal. Usually the face is this big, but as I am drawing a pretty active pose, I have to make it small. Okay, this is the jawline. Okay, now this is probably where her bangs start, so I'm making a line here. Okay, I'm gonna keep on refining the lines until I have the look I want. I will make videos going more in depth about how I do each feature later. Not this specific angle, just in general how I do draw these things. Okay, let's do the ear. I'm going to erase some of the guidelines that I had originally. Sorry, my cat is screaming if you can hear her. She is very talkative. Alright, so the ear is starting here. This is the shape of the ear that I'm doing. I think she has an earpiece in, that way she could adjust the sound for the stage, so I'll have to draw that in later. This still doesn't really look like PinkPantheress to me. I think it's the nose. It's always the nose when I do it. Okay, now the ear pieces, well, not the piece itself, but just like the shapes in the ear. I don't know what they're called. Lines? Ear lines? Okay, now let me see how I can make this more like her. I'm going to adjust the cheekbone some more. And I'm going to adjust the chin as much as I can. Alright. Okay. I'm going to do the eyebrows now. I'm going to start at the end. Usually I start from here, but since I can't really see where the eyebrows is over there because of the bangs, I'm just going to do this here for now. Okay. I'm going to erase some more of the guidelines to see if that makes it look more like her, and if it doesn't, then I'm going to just redo the face a little bit. I don't plan on erasing it completely yet. I do sometimes do that. Okay, getting all these guidelines erased. I think the angle of the nose is a little bit off, so I'm going to adjust that by erasing this bit and lifting it up more. I don't quite know how to explain this part because I am just refining details. I have my head tilted right now. Okay, I'm going to try doing the lips now. I'm redoing the lips right now. It looks very flat and 2D. Okay, these are kind of like the length of the lashes. And these are the lines for the blush. I'm gonna redo the ear of it. I don't think it's helping. More on the jawline. Okay. Adjusted the chin more. Okay. Ear here. And the ear here. I still think this doesn't look like PinkPantheress. I don't know what I did. Huh. I think I did the angle wrong. Looks like we're going to be drawing a different picture of PinkPantheress, so now we're going to erase what we have. I might cut this out of the video. I'll mention to skip ahead to the part where I redraw. Okay. The lines. Okay, let's open up our new photo. I think that I'm going to do a photo that I just found. I'm zooming in to show it to you right now. I'm going to try to do this one. I think it's pretty fun. So I'm going to see if I can do this one. Hopefully it works out. I think the angle on the picture I was trying previously was not right. Okay. Right here is where I'm starting the head. I'm doing a circle. This is a lot larger head. Okay. Okay, here's our circle. It is not going to look like this toward the end. This is just a guideline. This was where the nose went, but it's not right now. Right now we're just going to make the lines about where we're going to place things. I notice the face is at this angle. Oh, wrong angle. Oopsies. Okay, gotta just erase that. Okay. So now it's time for the nose. Okay, the nose is a circle. I'm going to do the nostrils. Okay, that's our first nostril. Sorry, my voice is messed up. I don't usually talk when I draw. Okay, sides of the nose, nostrils, whatever they're called. If this doesn't work out, I'm just going to start drawing something else. Okay, bridge of the nose now. Lips. This is how I space out where the top lip's going. I should have made the face way bigger. I'm just going to keep it like this for now. I'll just erase and start over if it doesn't work out. Okay, top lip. Bottom part of the lip. This is where the mouth is open. Okay, and I'm going to do the smile lines. Now time for the lines under the eyes. I don't know what they're called. Eye bags, maybe? Okay. Now time for the bottom part of the eye. The other part of the eye. Top eye. Okay. Top part of the eyelid. Okay, eyebrow. Other eyebrow. Okay, the side of the face. Adjusting the eye. The hair ends right here. Okay, now I'm erasing a lot of the guidelines. Okay, top part of the nostril. Okay, I'm gonna bring the eyes down and angle them differently. Okay. Okay, bottom eyelid. Bottom eyelid again. Okay, eyelid. Okay, side of the face again. Just making the chin smaller. Okay, now I'm adding this part of the band just so I know where it goes. I don't think this looks like PinkPantheress. I don't know if it's gonna. Okay, now I'm gonna make this part where the hat starts. Now I'm gonna draw the eyes. This is the part of the neck. This is part of the hair. Okay, I just adjusted the nose some more. Okay, I'm gonna do the band a bit. Okay, now I'm going to try to draw the body. Drawing the shoulder, the chest, okay, the arms going about here. Okay, I'm just going to do the arm right now. Okay, I made the arm too short. Drawing the arm some more. Okay, now I'm going to try drawing the chest again. This is not working out right now. I've never drawn it like this before. Okay, we're back. Oh, by the way, I got my first hate comment yesterday. It said, "Ew, no." Okay, the legs. Doing the lips a bit more. Redoing the side of the face some more. Doing the neck some more. Time for the hair. Hair. Nostril a bit more. It's been 84 years. Top brim of the hat. Okay, the fur for the hat. I think that looks alright. I think there's a purse on her other side of her arm, so I'm just gonna draw that. Circles. Alright, this looks good. Circle for her hat. Alright. Making lines because I did the photo too small. Okay. I'm gonna do like a plaid border. That might look nice. Okay, there we go. It's time to color, I think. I'm gonna zoom in on the face a bit more in my picture and just make sure I did everything I could. Alright, time to color. I'm gonna grab my skin tone color pencils. I'll tell you what colors I'm using. You don't need the exact brand, but I'm going to tell you what shade so you can find something similar. Okay, I am using Tangerine, which is by Castle Arts. It's kind of like a peachish orange, so if you have a Crayola color similar, you could use that. I'm going to use Coral. It's pretty, it's a little bit pink, which is perfect. Now I'm going to use this tan color. This is Peach. This is a Prismacolor pencil. It doesn't say it on here because it's pretty short, but I do remember that it was Prismacolor. Next I'm going to use this Faber-Castell light color, Start Me Off. This is 803. I don't know the exact shade, but this is the color right here. I found this also light color, so I'm going to use this as well. This is 802, so it's the one below it. I got this in the black skin tone set. I don't quite know what it's called, but it is Faber-Castell. I have this peach as well, so I can add some more blush into the photo. And I think that's all the skin tones I need. Oh, I just remembered, I do need a darker skin tone. So I am going to get another color out. I'm just looking for it real quick. I'm going to use medium deep almond. I dropped something. This is a medium deep almond. There's several different variations. This is Crayola. We'll do the hair later, but for now we're just working on the face. Oh, I need brown for the eyes. Okay, I'm going to use extra deep almond for the eyes. And 784 Faber-Castell. It's black. And sepia, if I want to add some more warmth. This is sepia. It's a type of wood, I believe, so if that narrows it down for you. You don't need all of these, you just need to find something similar. You might just need one color if you're not planning on going super in detail, but this is everything I'm going to try to use. I might not use both of these, but this is just everything I have right now. Okay, I'm going to take my electric eraser, which you don't need, you could use a normal eraser, but the bottom part of my eraser is a little bit worn, so I'm going to use my electric eraser to make the colors apply better. So the neck and the face I'm going to erase around. I must have erased the bottom part of the lip a little bit. I'm going to fix that. Okay. Now I'm going to use this brush. You could use your hand, but I don't want to smudge anything. Sorry about that noise. Yes. This came with my electric eraser. I'll show you it in a minute so you can know what brand it is. This is AFMAT. I got it from Amazon. I get all my supplies from Amazon. The rest of it's gifts, and it's probably from Target or Walmart. But this is from Amazon. It's a plug-in, and they had several different colors. This is really nice. You change out the eraser bits. They have thinner ones, but I'm using the big one because I'm not focused on the details right now. Okay, we are starting off with the lightest color that I have available for my set right now, which is 802 Faber-Castell. I like to test it out on the rind of the page, which I will be cutting off to make sure it's a good shade. This is a good shade, so now I'll get started. I'm starting off with the neck, so I don't forget. I'm going to erase the smile line real quick. I'll add it back in later. Again, you could use a normal eraser for that. Okay. I go in circular motions. That way it appears nice. The circular makes it seem less flat as far as I'm concerned. I've gone to some art classes in middle school, just like general art class, like that was part of the curriculum, so I did learn that it's best to do circles, as it helps the colors blend better. Okay, I'm going to use the next lighter color. Technically it would be the coral that I showed you, but I'm going to use 803 Faber-Castell because I might use some cooler. Alright, that looks good. It's kind of a bit tanner, so that's nice. I know it's not super different as it is just one number difference, but I'm just adding it to some random spots that I believe needed some shading. Okay, coral. This is my next lighter color. This is a bit of a pink tone, so I won't press down too hard because if you press down super hard, it looks like this, and we do not want that to happen. Oh, sorry, I smudged it. Okay, it didn't go away, but I'm going to be doing plaid for this border anyways, so it should be fine. Okay, I'm going to go below right here. I'm going to get the blush area, bridge of the nose, and the forehead, as well as the other cheek, and below the lip. That's our color right now. I'll use my smaller eraser to erase this part of the teeth area that I'll be adding in later. Now I'm going to be using tangerine to add some warmth. This is what it looks like when you press down hard. It's not the same. It's more of an orange tone rather than a pink tone. So I'm also adding this to the shades. Okay, just adding it to the same spots that I added prior. And I'll lightly apply it to the rest if possible. Okay, now I have this. And next I'm going to take tan peach. Sorry, I just used this as my tan color. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it's not lighter, but it is a pretty good representation of typical skin tones that are lighter. It's pretty similar to my skin tone, but I do have a lighter skin, so I would just use the lighter colors in this as an outline, but I believe that PinkPantheress has a little bit darker skin, so I'm going to be using my cooler tone brown, which is medium deep almond in a little bit. I'm just going to use this to add a little bit of depth. I'm putting it along the whole picture, but very lightly because I don't want to press down too hard. A lot of people say that Prismacolors are the best, but I went through them pretty fast, so I only use them because they're good for blending, and they have some good pigments. Alright. I think that I've applied this good enough. I'm next going to be taking the cool tone brown I showed you right here. It does not have to be this exact shade, this is just showing you what I am using. I'm going to be applying this to the shadow areas, so right below the neck because there's always a shadow there. And next I'm going to be doing it below the hat. This is her forehead, so there's going to be a little shadow there. I might put another color over it if it doesn't blend out well enough. Next I'm going below the lip because she has a little bit of shading there. I'm going to make the smile line right now. Both the smile lines. Next I'm going to go below the eye. I'll go right here and here because most people have a little bit of darkness below their eyes. I'm doing the top right here. Now I'm going to go where her eyelids are. I'll be adding some makeup to that in a little bit, but for now this is what I want it to look like. Okay, now it is time for me to add my old shade. I'm using Peach again, which is this color. I'll have to cut out a bit of the video because of how it did not turn out right. Okay, now I'm going to take my coral again. Oopsies, flipped it. For the blush. And now I'm going to take my deep peach. I believe I have it around here. I am not seeing my peach tone. Oh, that must be what I dropped. I'm going to get it real quick. Alright, I found it. This is Castle Art. It's pretty much a pink. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go light, and I'm going to add some typical pink to the blush as well. A little bit on the forehead, a bit on the bridge of the nose, and now time for typical colors. We should be about done with the skin. I will be adding makeup and stuff later, but I think we're done with skin tones. So now I'm going to be pulling out this. This is just Castle Art here. I got this set up yesterday. I'm going to look for the lightest pink I have in here, and I'll tell you what shade it is. Okay, I found a good pink. Okay, this pink is azalea pink. Azalea is a type of flower. Okay, I'm putting it the top side right here to make it more of a pink tone. It is not working, so okay, I need to sharpen this. I haven't used it in a year, so let me sharpen it. I'm getting my new sharpener today, so it should be quieter the next time I make one of these videos. I'm pressing down a bit harder because the pink is not coming out super fast. Forehead, cheek, bridge of nose. Okay, now I'm going to pretend the pink is what she had for eyeshadow. I'm just going to add it along the eyelid. Not the bottom, because I don't want it to look like her eyes are messed up at all. And now I'm going to add a little bit of peach to blend it in a little bit, because she's probably using a more natural skin tone for the eyeshadow, if she's using any. I think I'm going to take some medium deep almond. It looks like I was not done with the skin tones yet. Okay, that's cooled it off a bit. It is now time for us to color in the lips. I am going to take my smaller eraser bit, that way I can get in between right here. You could just use your pencil, but I want it to be as clear as possible. I don't want her teeth to look yellow at all, which is a fine thing, but I just want it to look as much like the photo as I can do. Pulling this out, and I am switching it back. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start off with this pink for the lips. I'm not pressing down hard, you gotta press down lightly, because this is the shade you're going to get if you press down hard. Just going over it a little bit. Okay, now it's very light. I am now going to take my coral color rather than a different, like peach color, because that would be too bright. And I'm just using this to make it look like a more natural. She might have lip gloss or lip oil on in this photo. I don't know how to replicate that look though. Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and do the eyes. Since I did the mouth pretty small, I'm not going to be drawing the teeth today, but I want to get straight to the eyes. I'm going to get this little bit erased. And now it is time to do the light in the eye. I do this because I saw it in Paw Patrol and I love the way it looks. It's been around for a while, I'm sure, but I think I just like it because of that. Okay. Let's get more toward the corner of the eye. Now I'm going to be using a rich brown color. I'm using sepia for this. I'm going to sharpen it. I'm going to color in this part of the eye. Now I'm going to take a darker brown. I am going to use extra deep almond. As you can see, I'm not using all the skin tones I picked out. All of it's just to see if I can refine the shades. I sharpened it just a little bit. I've had this pencil sharpener since 2019, so it's quite old, which is why I'm getting a new one. Now it's time for the eyelashes. Okay, I am going to grab my black color. Found it. This is a Prismacolor black. We bought like 8 of them. Just 8 of the black color because I use black all the time. Okay, now I'm going to sharpen it so I can get the sharpest I can for the pupil and the eyelashes. Okay. Doing the eyelashes in this direction, and now the other direction, and now I'm doing this eye with some eyelashes. Bottom. Now for the pupil. Okay, I think it's time for the hair now. Oh, I just remembered I have to outline all the features. So I am going to take medium deep almond. I'm going to sharpen it one more time. I am outlining the features. Now I am outlining the bridge of the nose. Okay, I think this is a good color for the eyebrows, and then I'm going to pick some blonde tones for the hair. Okay, I'm going to grab some blonde for my set right here. Now I'm going to take my Ohuhu container right here, and I'm going to grab some blonde tones. This one's $7.85. I am taking this, which is Ivory. This is Tan. And I think that's all the colors that I'll need. Oh, I just remembered I want to make it a warmer tone, so I might use some of the tangerine tone. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to use the lightest color that I have, which is going to be this one, and then I'll add this for some more yellow. I'm going to erase the hair so there's no lines on it. I typically wouldn't add, I typically wouldn't remove the guidelines, but because we're doing blonde, it's best to do so. We're starting off with Ivory. Now I'm going to take 785. Time for tangerine. Okay, I think I'm going to color in the hat now. I'm going to take red. This is geranium red. Light vermilion. Green. And blue. Okay, so we are going to start off with this red. It's more of an orange tone. Coloring this part. I'll make it redder later. This is just so we have the main color in. I'm now starting off with green. Now I'm going to take my red and I'm going to color in each of these squares. Okay, it's time for the fur. Okay, colors. Now time for some grays. Alright. Adding the lines. Okay. I'm going to sharpen it real quick. I used black for the leggings, and for the purse. I'm going to use blue for the background. All right. coloring the border now. Making some kind of plaid right now. Adding green so the plaid looks more like the hat. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. Okay, I'm gonna sign now. I'm going to sharpen this, and then I'm going to color in this little bit so it's kind of matching this a little bit. Well, not really. You know what? I kind of want to do a different pink for this, actually. I can use this pink. I'm gonna cut this side now. Never mind, I can't find my scissors, so I am... Oh, I found scissors. Okay. Oh, man. I started cutting 2 pages. Alright. All done.